I'm Sarah Houghton-Grimshaw. I'm the Supported Housing Commissioning Manager for Torus. I work between asset development and the Landlord Services and Support Network, and that can be on new schemes that are in development or refurbished schemes like we're sitting in today. Torus is about growing stronger communities, and Heathside's inception really came about because there's a great need in St Helens Borough for people to have this kind of an independent accommodation. There are quite a number of people who may have lived all their adult lives in out-of-borough placements or in residential care, or sometimes in hospital settings, and those people should be able to have a home of their own and be able to live as independently as possible. So in conjunction with the Commissioner, we identified a gap, a need, and as it happened, we had this building that had been a former residential care home. It was in quite a bad state of repair. Torus had taken it on from another housing provider. So we did a joint bid together with the council and were successful in gaining £1,072,000 from the NHS to provide this accommodation. It seems a lot of money as we're providing 7 permanent homes for people and then the 1 transitional unit. However, I think when you see all of the technology in the building and the standards that the building has had to be refurbished to, it makes sense why that level of funding was required. When you're envisaging the scheme and when you're looking at how the end user will need to operate, how the care team will need to operate, it's at that point, the real inception of the scheme, that you do need to consider your telecare solution. Collaboration at that earliest point can avoid some costly mistakes. So if you build the building and then try and fit, for example, the telecare around it, you'll always be chasing your own tail, and that's where we need the expert advice from Tunstall to come and tell us what's new to the market, what are the emerging technologies, how can they answer some of the problems that we've got. For me, that was an easy answer, to go to the people who you know are the experts in the field. We went back and spoke to residents, to carers, to family members. We looked at what worked and what didn't work, and actually, what's the art of the possible? What could we deliver here that might actually have a huge benefit for the end user? How does this building need to function to allow people to be able to live with that level of independence? The way that we've used Tunstall products and aligned them with other products from different providers is quite inventive. We'd never done a building before, for example, with anti-ligature alarms on the doors. We'd never done a building before where we had to have laser beams washing the front face of certain doors. And really, it was quite an exciting process. Everybody worked together, M&E designers, Tunstall, the door providers, the ligature alarm providers, to be able to develop a system that works together harmoniously and really quite discreetly in the background. Most of those services will operate without the user ever really being aware that they're there. For me, the use of technology, telehealth and telecare within supported housing, it really is the way forward. I think it's recognised nationally there are issues in terms of recruitment and retention of care staff, and anything that we can do that means that those care staff can concentrate on the value-added tasks, and some of the other tasks can be taken on by the telecare. I think that's the way that supported housing in the future needs to look. So where we are now, this is phase 1. Phase 2 will be to add 10 units of sheltered accommodation. Tunstall are part of that process right now, helping us in terms of our specification. Phase 3 is around the existing shelter scheme, the original units. Some of that is around future-proofing and compatibility for the digital switchover, and Tunstall are at the heart of what we're doing here at Alexander Court right the way through. So the new build, the refurbishment and that digital piece.